that I could solve this.
You're the best there is.
Yet I have failed.
This week, the virus took hold of our full attention, as Dr. Scott tests 6 volunteers with the vaccine, then injects them with the virus. It left everyone aboard the Nathan James anxious to see the final results. Welcome to the top 5 moments from the episode, followed by the overall verdict.
Will and I have to volunteer.
We just risked everything to save your sorry ass so that you could lead.
What kind of message does that send?
Chandler really tries to put himself in the firing line, doesn't he? As the captain volunteers to be a test subject for the virus, both the XO and the Master Chief explain there's not a chance. And besides, the choice was already made.
Someone from a leadership position needs to volunteer to set an example. Which is why I already had Dr. Scott do a workup on me. Apparently I check off a few of the boxes she needs.
Stop right there! Stay where you are!
I need him. Please help.
Stop right there!
Please. Take me to Olympia.
Olympia can't help you.
Please.
We finally got some perspective into the life that Chandler's wife had been living this whole time. As she risks entering town to get some supplies, the virus wasn't the only thing she had to be wary of.
What the hell? I thought you said this area was clear.
It was. I don't know how the hell she got through, man.
Damn it, we need to tighten the perimeter.
The 6 volunteers were chosen, and the time for testing had begun. They were given the vaccine, entered into the quarantine, then injected with the virus. The only thing they had to do next was wait.
Brief the crew. Anyone wants a visit, now's the time.
As the symptoms were getting worse and worse, Chandler explains the time is now. It was time for those who wanted to say any last words to say them before it was too late.
Can we talk about what I hope is going on in there?
Finally, some good news came out of the quarantine. The adjustment Dr. Scott had made had worked. The volunteers were getting better, and with that news, sparked a realisation.
We have the cure.
You mean?
I mean that we can save people who are already sick.
My overall verdict for this week's episode of The Last Ship is a 9 out of 10. Last week's episode was my favourite of the season thus far, and this episode was able to match that strength for strength. It was through lack of action that this episode propelled itself. The tension we witnessed was unmatched this season, and the episode pulled the emotion strings from start to finish with the 6 of the crew's life at stake. And you know it must be tough when even Adam Baldwin's character is on the brink of tears.
Anyone wants a visit, now's the time.
So we had 6 crew volunteer to be part of the test. They were given the vaccine and injected with the virus to see if it would work. Everything started out okay, but gradually it got worse and worse, and we lost 1 of the 6 volunteers. The other 5 were beginning to reach the end of the line when Dr. Scott and Quincy came to a realisation. They made a modification, and it worked. The remaining test subjects began to get better, and it hit them. They had it. They had the cure. The episode in all was great in more ways than one. We explored deeper into each of the 6 volunteers, as some of them have been given very little screen time so far and only glanced over, so this episode rectified that and gave us at least some little insight into their backstory. We also got to look at Chandler's wife and what sort of environment she was living in. You've still got the same old humans running around, as you do in a pandemic, the ones that seem to kill anything and everything that moves, infected or not infected, but with that body lying on the ground that she didn't notice, I get the feeling that with her not looking so good there at the end, they better hope that the radio they're using finds the Nathan James sooner, rather than later. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next week.
Told you.
Yes, you did.